Castille at Carillon is one of our latest acquisitions and is a gem of a building in a very close-in suburb. We're not big buyers of suburban product, as you know, Adam. We are more downtown players, but this particular location is right near the Raymond James headquarters and is also a location where numerous headquarters exist of major companies like Franklin Templeton and Raymond James and others. And it's within about a 10-minute drive of downtown St. Petersburg. So we view this as so close into downtown and so densely populated that it became an exception to our rule to not buy outer suburbs. And we bought this very, very well at about $173 a foot. Replacement cost is $350 a foot minimum to build this building. We are undergoing renovations of it right now as we speak. I just drove by to look at the renovations yesterday, and I'm very pleased. We have some beautiful, gorgeous bathrooms, which, believe it or not, people find this hard to believe. I get very excited about bathroom renovations. Sure, actually, this was our second online raise. Our first online raise was we sold a minority interest in our Morgan Stanley building to the public. That was a $9 million raise, which we did in early 2019. Started in late 18 and completed it in early 2019. This fundraising for Castille was completed in and around August of 19. We raised about $6 million, and we love the idea of online fundraising for a multitude of reasons. First of all, we find that in relying upon joint venture partnerships, the money runs hot and cold. There are times where we will speak to, let's say, our partners at Goldman Sachs, and they will say, oh my goodness, we really are interested in Tampa office. What do you have? And we were able to convince them to go ahead and buy with us. And then a year or two later, they say, well, you know, our main focus right now is multifamily. Now I'm making that up. That may have actually occurred to some extent, but those are the kinds of things that happen with our joint venture partners. And then once we own and manage, one of the things that we've determined that makes us more successful than any other developer is our relationship with the real estate brokerage community, which controls about 95% of the leasing that takes place in all of our office buildings. Specifically, what I mean is that about 95% of every transaction for a lease is brokered by a real estate leasing specialist. So wooing those guys and making sure and ladies, by the way, making sure those folks are happy with us means we pay them more, we pay them faster, but then paramount to both of those things is the speed at which we travel in terms of decision process, getting out proposals, and acting in a timely fashion. And why is that? Well, brokers are very different in terms of their compensation than the ordinary office employee in America, where they only get paid upon the successful execution of a lease. So if you are the player that gets them proposals faster and can get a lease out quicker and are less bureaucratic in your function and can make quick decisions, then you're the go-to guy they bring to the deal. So I know that's a little bit of a long-winded story, but speed of particle flow equals number of leases signed. The faster the speed at which you operate on leasing, the more deals you get done, and then the reputation of that speed precedes you and begets more deals. When we operate with joint venture partners, inevitably, there is a slowing down of the process. There's more of a committee function where I get involved sometimes, and my joint venture partner may get involved. And then in the slowing down of the process, you have the reverse effect of the things that I just talked about, which contributed so heavily to our success. And so it goes all the way back to the late 80s and early 90s in New York when I first started running a major project. The key to that success was the speed at which we operated. And so when we buy online, we are the sole manager of the venture. The decision process is very streamlined. My leasing chief, who is really one of the best in the business, has a degree of autonomy. If she comes to me with a deal, the policy is I come down the fire pole of the firehouse. If a lease is out there, it's like the alarms are going off in the firehouse. And we treat every broker like a valued customer to respond to them within 24 hours and hopefully 20 minutes from the point of contact. We are the sole manager of the venture. It's not a committee approach where there's a joint venture partner and a developer where there are two chefs in the kitchen making decisions about leasing, making decisions about which cleaning contractor to use, making decisions about 100 different variables that go on in an office building.